Hello and welcome to Sunday Play with me, your host Jesse Voctor Rain. And this is going to be something a little bit different, and I want to kind of talk through this quickly before I really get started. But there's some games that I feel could do with a bit more than just 15 minutes at a time, and this game's one of them. So I'll still be doing the Monday to Friday Dead Space videos. I'm really enjoying those. But I kind of wanted to get back to something a bit different, maybe do something a bit longer. So on Sundays, should be creating the time to do a longer Let's Play. Probably going to aim to hit somewhere around the hour mark, 45 minutes to an hour. And do that every Sunday. So we're going to start this week with this game by The Chinese Room, who most recently, I believe, actually worked on Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs. This is a game I haven't played before called Dear Esther. Yeah, cannot open anything else up. Yeah, just thought it would be a bit different, a bit more of an atmospheric game. Not apparently, anyway, not as much goes on as, say, something like Dead Space.
Dear Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly, and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands. 300 years later, even they have departed.
One of the things I'm actually going to do with this that I don't normally do with my videos is leave the music on, because obviously that creates a lot of copyright issues with YouTube, but this I don't care. It's such a part of it. I can't imagine playing this game without the music. But I have no idea of pretty much anything about this game beyond it's made by The Chinese Room. Shit me. Oh, I just fucking gave myself a heart attack. It's made by The Chinese Room. It's very, very atmospheric. The sound is incredibly important. And that's it. It looks like it's made with the Source engine as well, but I can't say for sure. Flashlight's entirely automatic, so I don't know. Should we go up here first? Is there a way to move faster than this? No, there isn't a sprint or anything, so we'll be taking it at this pace. Which is good, because I kind of want to just enjoy myself a bit more. Have a bit more of a conversational style to these. Oh, and we can go no further. There is no jump button, and nope. Not making it up there. Holy shit. So, we are just going to have to walk along the beach then. That is a decision made for us by the developer. This is a lovely looking game, I have to say. I mean, yeah, you can kind of see the stretching of some textures, and not everything is perfect. Let's see if that's something I can video enable advanced video. Here we go. Let's pick this up a notch. One's better. Do that. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Tighten things up a little bit. Game should still run fine. This is a beast of a computer. I'd look at that water. Okay, so this is one thing that really does for me. Water in video games. Crackdown 2. Terrible, terrible, boring game. But one of the loveliest depictions of water in a game that I have seen. And I will play that game for hours just to arse about looking at the water. Okay, so it looks like I can go up there or continue round the beach. Wow.
Those islands in the distance, I'm sure, are nothing more than relics of another time. Sleeping giants, somnambulist gods laid down for a final dreaming. I wash the sand from my lips and grip my wrist ever more tightly. My shaking arms will not support my fading diaries.
I don't know if that's supposed to be me or someone else. carry on round here at first. I don't know if anyone who will be watching this will have played this game. I actually got it as part of one of the Humble Indie bundles, I believe. Oh, I know that. That's a maths thing. Is that the Fibon? No. Oh, what is that? I know it's a thing. It's a something. Not Euler's. No, that's. I don't know enough about maths. But it seems like either I'm retracing my steps, or I am following.
I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
Wow. Pretty deep, dude. So I feel like I'm as far as I can. Although this needs to be directing me. Well, that's the axle of a car. And there's a car door. Holy shit, did something happen up there? Now, yeah, there's another car door. Oh man, I really want to get up there now. I'm all excited. I like that. So, I just want to take this time. I don't know how many of you will watch this. It's not going to be as exciting as my other Let's Plays, and, you know, there's not going to be as much comedy. There's not going to be as much high energy, quite honestly. This is a nice, relaxed thing that, once again, I'm doing for myself more than anything. But I just wanted to thank those people who watch my videos. It would be very easy, and sometimes, honestly, I will look at the viewer numbers, you know, and I'll see the same 5, 6, maybe 8, and just be like, ugh, why do I even do this? You know, why do I spend this kind of time doing this for things that very few people will watch? But honestly, these videos have helped my life. Most of you, in fact all of you, because the people who watch this are people who know me, you know, they're not random people from the internet, they're people I've become friends with, and often through the internet. But you'll know I suffer from pretty bad depression at times. I'm quite open and honest about that. And making these Let's Plays really helps with that, like making them daily, Monday through Friday. There's a lot of times where I wouldn't get out of bed on my day off. Like, I leave stuff on my chair within reach for myself. Okay, I couldn't get across before. I leave my 3DS, I leave my mouse so that I can open stuff up on my PC. And I just would not get out of bed on some days off. I'd just reach over and play Pokemon all day and lay there feeling miserable.
Reading
If it weren't...
Donnelly about the weak afternoon sunlight. He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
I'm interested by this Donnelly guy. But yeah, just to end what I was saying, like, if it weren't for making these videos, there are definitely days where I wouldn't get out of bed. Like, so it's nice to have these as a purpose. And I'm adding to that. You know, I've done a lot less.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boat, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Holy shit, dude. Dude is grim. Those are the parallel lines. Like, up there. Oh, hey look, like, standing monuments. I don't want to fall off the edge, son. Is that where the car was? Is that why there's no fence this? I tried to drive around here in a car and crashed. I feel like, again, I've got two paths. I imagine I'll end up exploring them both. This
I quote directly.
reads me the
A
most.
motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
This game is definitely gripping me. Which is amazing because there isn't anything for me to do but move, look, and listen. But it's that core game experience. There are two ways to create a game. You either craft story or you craft challenge. And there's a lot of things that try to do both and really leave me underwhelmed. The Mass Effect series, for one. Like, the gameplay in that got in the way of its story.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Wow. You hear that kind of pounding? Doo-doo. It's definitely there. I'm not making it up.
I would leave you presents outside your retreat, in this interim space between cliff and beach. I would leave you loaves and fishes, but the fish stocks have been depleted and I've run out of bread. I would row you back to your homeland in a bottomless boat, but I fear we would both be driven mad by the chatter of the sea creatures.
Holy shit. That's like a synapse? That's a brain thing. Again, like chemical, the same chemical. I don't know what chemical symbol that is. If that's a covalent bond, right? God, it's been so long since I did chemistry. H is hydrogen. This is a hydrocarbon chain. I don't know. That looks kind of like a upside down squid. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. Then we've got more synapse-like structure. These seem, I don't know, different. A visual map of something? I don't know. I like it, but I don't understand it. I don't know why it's here. Oh, shit. Wait, did that just send me back up? I'm lost. Okay, so I'm back in the cave. I might have to resume. Might have to start from the start again.
Dear Esther,
Yes.
the gulls do
Whoops.
not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place.
Well,
Maybe it's the
broke the
depletion
game
of the
already.
fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly, and their shepherds the lowest
Oh, I
of the
can zoom
miserable
in.
classes that populate these Hebridean islands.
okay,
300
so
years
left,
later,
right,
even they
left,
have
right.
departed.
Left mouse button is zoom in. Right mouse button does nothing. Scroll wheel does nothing. It won't take me too long to get back there, because I have to redo all the stuff I did. Can't believe I got lost underwater. Oh, that was sick. Well, you didn't give me an option to go underwater. You know how tempted I am to do it with the beach right now. Just in case. So, nice to be back here on the beach again. This beach is pretty dirty, I'm going to be honest. Not that happy with the beach.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler. From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity. For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
I feel like maybe he's trapped here. Just enjoy. Okay, well, since we're going back through stuff we've done before, I can actually make a little announcement. I applied. Shut up! I'm trying to talk. So,
It almost appears so well placed
I
as to be
recently
artificial.
applied to work as a writer
I find
again.
myself easily slipping
This
into
is
the
something I've done
delusional state
before.
described.
I worked
Deliberate motive to everything.
when I first was contracted with SCV
The
Rush
silent
as
form
a
of the
commentator.
moment of
I ended
impact.
up doing some writing for their
When
site
we were
because they
torn
needed more
loose from our
content.
moorings, and the seatbelts cut
And
lanes into our
after that,
chests and
I ended up
shoulders.
working
Did it
very
first break
shortly. We're
surface
talking
then?
like maybe a month, maybe 2 months maximum, for the UK's Team Dignitas website, creating content, doing event recaps for them.
When someone had died or was dying,
And I didn't stick with it very long. I wasn't enjoying the job I was doing.
they cut parallel lines.
But
into
I
the
do
plot,
enjoy writing.
exposing
Like,
the
at the end of the
right
day, it's something I've always wanted to do. It's something I've always wanted to
You could
become
see
really
them
good at.
on the mainland or
Um,
fishing boat,
But
and
I
notice
often
them
feel
there,
like I
imposing
struggled
protection,
because I was...
later generation
Okay,
until
so here's the
whatever
situation.
pestilence stalked
I
its
was
path
very good in
died
school.
along with
I
its
was one of
horses.
those awful people
My
that
lines
was
are
just
just for this.
very good, like top of the class
Keep
and
any would-be
nerds.
rescuers at bay.
And
Infection
even
is
all the
not
way
so
into
good.
college, this continued and became a big problem for me in terms of my writing, because I would write and it would be
I quote
very
directly.
good.
A motley lot,
For my
little
age.
to recommend them. I have now spent
Like,
3
even
days
for a
in their
college
company.
level,
That
what I
is,
was
I fear,
writing was
enough
good.
for any man not born amongst them.
However,
Despite their tedious
it's always
inclination to quote
for
scripture,
that level.
they
Hang
seem
on,
to
let's
be
try
the
going
most
up this way.
godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles.
Rather
Indeed, in
than
this case,
actually
the very
just
gravity of
being
that term,
good
forsaken
via
by
its
God,
own merits.
seems to find its very apex.
It showed
It appears to me
potential.
that Donnelly
But what I
too
never
found
was
those
given,
who once
I've
were
never
sure
been
and
given
drifted
real
any chance of
criticism.
redemption.
And then by the time I was given real criticism by people I respect, by friends and the like, who I consider very good writers, it totally crushed me. It crushed my desire to write for a long time. But now, I pretty much, it looks like I have a job now, working for Definitive Esports as a content writer. I applied for the job and they seem happy with me. I was talking with the COO. And I get to have a proper meeting with him
My Damascus, a small
later on this
semi-detached
week,
on the outskirts
and
of
hopefully also
Wolverhampton.
meet with the editor-in-chief as well,
Drank
because
coffee in
I'd
his
just
kitchen,
genuinely like to meet
tried
him.
to connect to one another.
But
Although
from
he knew
the
I hadn't
feedback
come in
they
search of
gave me,
apology,
it has me
reason, or
very
retribution.
excited, quite
He still
honestly.
spiraled in panic,
Because the
thrown high and
feedback
loosened
they
by his
gave
own
me
dented bonnet.
was that
Responsibility had
my
been
writing
removed.
is poor.
Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
But in a way that can be improved. Like, my writing simply hasn't advanced past that college level. So it sounds to me like I'm going to be receiving a lot of the criticism and guidance that my writing needs if it's going to advance to a stage where I could legitimately do it as a job, as opposed to something I do in my spare time. So I'm really excited about that. What that means for, I guess, for those of you who watch a lot of my stuff is the YouTube videos should remain unchanged. They don't take a great deal out of my time, and I love doing them, but I will be doing a lot less Twitch stuff. And I don't do a lot of Twitch stuff anyway. But a lot of the time I spend doing my Twitch stuff will now be spent writing. So it'll be just lots less speedrunning from me, which is a shame. I will miss speedrunning, but I'll stay an active part of the community. Definitely, I love watching speedrunners, and that won't change. It just means less actual content from me on that Twitch. But hey, you know, it's pursuing something that I love and could potentially become a career for me. So I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to be working with Definitive Esports because I met them first at I-48, I-47. God, like a year ago now. And they were fantastic. Like, I've always got along with Mr. Hartley, and even James Banks has always been a good laugh. So I look forward to seeing where that takes me. And I know they don't watch these videos, but you know, I'm genuinely thankful to them for taking me on, for giving me that kind of opportunity. But anyway, we're now caught up to pretty much, well, where we were before, slightly past it in fact. I kind of ran on a bit. So let's investigate these standing stones. See if it triggers anything. Oh, what's this? Oh, hydrocarbons. Maybe. Or chemicals. I swear to God I heard something. No, it's gone. I can almost make out what it is. Not quite. Once again, I'm obsessed by this water. So obsessed I actually want to try drinking from it. I don't know, do we follow the water? Or go up this way? There's a clearly defined path over here. So let's go this way. See what we can turn up. Nice skybox. Well, I like that the clouds actually. Yeah, they're definitely moving. Just a little touch of verisimilitude. I actually just shivered like it got colder. It did not get colder. I'm so in. There you go. Oh. No coming back. Okay. Like we hit that chapter. Let's take us to chapter 2 or what? Will it give us a chapter thing?
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome break services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Very English game as well. Oh, gorgeous, it really is. I don't know if this is chapter 2 or if this is just chapter 1. I'm gonna guess it's chapter 2. I mean, there's an easy way to find out, and I'm gonna do it. Terrible. Chapter 2, is it? Nope. I have to actually start from the start.
Dear Esther, The morning after I was washed ashore, salt in my ears, sand
Well,
in my mouth, and the waves always at my
this
ankles.
has been part
I felt as though
1.
everything had conspired to this
There'll be a
one last
video up
shipwreck.
immediately after
I
this,
remembered nothing
with
but
part 2,
water,
where I
stones
begin
in my
from
belly,
exactly
and my
where I
shoes
was
threatening
before.
to drag me under into where only
Whoops.
the most listless
See you in a
of
bit.
creatures-
And I'm back. So, not going to do that again. Hopefully there's something that will tell me when I finish chapter 1, because that's what I'm looking for as the end point of this video. Essentially 1 chapter a week, but hey. No, we can but hope. Oh. What was a lot of it? Oh, we have 2 paths. Right now, I'm going to go this way. Eventually I'll go and explore the boat, but right now I want to stay up on the cliffs. There's a... Oh, the beacon's still over there, so... Not anywhere near the beacon just yet. With any luck, this will all be condensed into one video, assuming my video editing program cooperates. But never assume. Lovely piano music. I don't know if this is an existing piece or if this is something written for the game. Like I said, I don't know anything about this game. I don't know a great deal about the developer, the Chinese Room, although there's someone I would give a lot of credit to, by not really knowing anything about
I've begun to wonder if Donnelly's voyage here was as prosaic as it was presented. How disappointed not to have found the bones of the holy man. No wonder he hated the inhabitants so. To him they must have seemed like barnacles mindlessly clinging to a mercy seat. Why cling so hard to the rock? Because it is the only thing that stops us from sliding into the ocean. Into oblivion.
Wow. Well, that's as far as I can go this way, so I guess it's time to turn back. Oh! No, that's where I came down. I can come down this path. Okay. Relaxed. Have a nice gentle stroll. We're getting closer to that beacon though, like we can now actually see it, as opposed to just the red lights. Can't be that far away. I keep zooming in on things because it's the only button I can press with my mouse. Get all jittery. No way for me to get aboard. Nice little shower. Doors closed, stop the breeze getting in. Oh, there's so many ways to go. I don't want to miss any. Swear to God, just close your eyes for a second. I'm going to be really quiet for a second. Just close your eyes and just listen to this game. Like, seriously. That is just incredible. I feel like I'm there.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Well, generally you don't arrive... Wait. Either... or drink. I don't know my Bible. Maggie, because I know for a fact you will be watching this. Can you Bible that for me? Preferably in the comments. I swear to God, I think I could just put up a video that was an hour of me doing nothing but staring at the camera, and Maggie would watch it.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Oh, shit. Fuck. This is the Dear Esther. Is this where she died? Was that the car wreck we saw? So he's writing a letter to his dead wife. And Paul, that he went off and met. I'm actually going to go down this path first. But that was the guy that... Fuck. Oh.
Is this what Paul saw through his windscreen? Not Lot's wife looking over her shoulder, but a scar in the hillside, falling away to black forever.
Dang. This was the plan. That's heavy. That is heavy.
I've begun my ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge. There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
Man, this game. I don't know if it's coming across to you watching this, same as it is for me playing it, quite honestly. But this is real. I mean, I'm very
The
open.
bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
So I don't rightly get the connection yet between this Donnelly and what happened, but I mean, very early days. Right now, all we really know is there was a car crash and Esther was hit by a drunk driver. I'm assuming Paul, you mentioned earlier. What? They'll notice. Okay. Again, we've got the blue thing. The blue drawings. Still one then on the side of the house. Yeah, there is. Bothy, I guess. Bothy? Still not 100% on what that is.
Three cormorants seen at dusk. They did not land. This house built of stone, built by a long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed, a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books, The caves that score out the belly of this island, leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this failing eyesight. When the battery runs out in my torch, I will descend into the caves and follow only the phosphorescence home.
So that, I'm assuming, must be Donnelly being from, and this is where Donnelly was staying. And once again, those hydrocarbons appear. It sounds like I'm following this man Donnelly's diaries, I guess. Guess descend we must then. Holy crap, that's a long way down. Maybe a bad time to mention it, but I'm scared of heights. I love these periods where this game just goes silent. Like in terms of the music, just hear the wind blowing. Very light taps and footsteps.
What to make of Donnelly, the laudanum and the syphilis? It is clearly not how he began, but I've been unable to discover if the former was a result of his visiting the island or the force that drove him here. For the syphilis, a drunk driver smashing his insides into a pulp as he stumbled these paths, I can only offer my empathy. We're all victims of our age. My disease is the internal combustion engine and the cheap fermentation of yeast.
Dang, bro. Game's breaking my heart. I think I was mentioning earlier, I'm very vulnerable to emotional manipulation.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. All around him, small flowers were reaching for the weak sun. The goats had adjusted happily to life without a shepherd and were grazing freely about the valley. Donnelly reports they hurled the body in fear and disgust down the shaft, but I cannot corroborate this story.
I don't know if it's a facet of my depression or the kind of things associated with it down in the water for a bit. Or if it's just something that's natural to me as a person, connected from that. But like, I'm brought into things very easily. I identify very quickly and emotionally with things. That's why I enjoy movies and books and everything so much, because I get drawn into it so quickly.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
That was some creepy noises. So, I'm going to go down here. I know it ends in a dead end, but I figure I have to go into the cave. And I want to come this way first, just to see if there's anything here. Ah. That's a suit. These are clothes. Okay, it's just clothes. Got it. Actually getting kind of more creeped out by this game than I was by Dead Space. Dead Space has got the jump scares, but The game has got the creep factor. I think as well because it's a game without any real mechanics. I feel like that just adds to it. I don't really have any options to take away from engaging directly with my surroundings. The fact that's still burning just to me that it was not all that long ago that someone was here. Am I going down here? Well, I don't wanna. Seriously? Oh my god! So I guess I am. God damn.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. I can hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
Oh, now my torch is broke. I'm gonna explore for a little bit more. Places. Pretty sure if my cave knowledge is correct as well, this water would be fine to drink. But don't trust me on that. I am 100% not Bear Grylls. Oh my god. Will you look at that?
There is no other direction, no other exit from this motorway. Speeding past this junction, I saw you waiting at the roadside, a one last drink in your trembled hands.
What? Wait. No. This is all mechanical circuitry. Get it on the ceiling. What's... Oh. Okay. I don't know if I came up or went down. Assume that I went down. Nope, this is where I started. No, I feel like this is a nice place to leave it for this week, so I don't want to trudge all that way again. But for those of you still watching, thank you for coming on this journey with me. I'll be back tomorrow with some more Dead Space, and I'll be back next Sunday with a continuation of Dear Esther.